How's it going, guys? I'm back. I'm upstairs in our super boring office where there's nothing on the walls. Um, but I've got some stuff to show. I've got some single issues. I've got some trades. This is a nice mixture of stuff from mostly from Second and Charles. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's a secondhand store that does books, comic books, vinyl, all kinds of stuff. A lot of times I'll take stuff back there, get trading credit, and buy more stuff. That's how I got most of these trades. Some of the singles came from some shops in the area. Some of them came out just this past week. So I'm going to start with the single issues, then we'll do some back issues, then we'll do some trades. Big stack of trades. It's 12 books total, I think. So let's get into it. Starting with single issues, book that's kind of hot for no reason. I go into like 3 different shops this week, and they have like 10 copies of it each. But this is Batman number 24. This is the I won't spoil it like it was spoiled for me on the internet. There's something that happens on the last page of this book that is causing people to speculate on it a little bit. I don't think it's going to be a big deal as soon as the next issue comes out, but we'll see. I'm picking up Batman because I'm jumping on for this Riddler Joker thing that's going to be happening pretty soon, so needed to jump back on. Haven't ordered them from Discount Comic Book Service, so slowly picking them up that way. David Finch is on art in that issue. And then this is from 2 weeks ago, I'm pretty sure. This is Cable number 1. This is written by James Robinson. I don't know a whole lot about what the story is going to be about, but I wanted to check out the Cable book, so I have the next 2 or 3 issues ordered from Discount Comic Book Service, so I'll at least be giving the first arc probably a shot. And then another book that came out this week, I know absolutely nothing about what this is about, but I know the cover is sweet and the art looks cool. This is The Unsound by Cullen Bunn. The art is by Jack T. Cole, who I am not familiar with, so we'll see. I know there's an insane asylum in here. Something happens. I know it's extremely descriptive, but I'm sure I'll get the next issue when I do a monthly haul video. I'll talk a little bit about what I felt about the first issue and whether or not I'm going to be continuing with it or whatever. And then I got a decent little stack of back issues. They're mostly recent back issues, but that's all right. I got 3 issues of the Rebirth Batman. I haven't been reading this from the start. I just pick up the issues whenever I see them around for cheap. A couple of these were 50 cents, and I think the other one was $1. So picked up Batman number 7. This is the first part. Yep, the first part of Night of the Monster Men. And then I got number 8, which is part 2. And then number 12, which is part of that I Am Suicide storyline. Like I said, I've been off and on Batman. Pick up the single issues when I find them for cheap. And I'll slowly fill it in that way. And then we got some more, one more Rebirth book. This is another series that I jumped on late. This is Green Arrow number 2. I'll slowly pick these books up as I see them. I think I've read from issue 7 or 8 to current, so I've got a little bit of work to do. I have number 1 already. And then this is a series that I jumped off in the middle, and I just pick up the issues whenever. This is Extraordinary X-Men, written by Jeff Lemire. I believe this is done now, or maybe it's done at issue 20, but we'll see. This is Shipwreck number 4. This is a miniseries written by Warren Ellis. The art's by Phil Hester. I'm a big fan of the team in theory. I wasn't super crazy about the first 2 issues, so I stopped ordering them, and then I picked up number 3 off the rack and really liked it, so I decided that I would try and find number 4. Found this in a 50-cent bin, so cannot beat that. Really looking forward to checking that out, but I don't have the next 2 issues ordered, so I'll find them somewhere, I guess. I picked up a like the Cinemax printing of Outcast number 1, the reprint, because I'm flipping my single issues. I have all the trades, and I'm not going to double dip on it, so I'm flipping my single issues, and I wanted this as a throw-in so I can keep my first print of number 1, at least so there's like a reader copy included. Makes my the books a little bit more desirable, I guess. And this is a little bit of a hot book, not really. They're still all over the place. But this is X-Men number 65. This is the first appearance of Cecilia Reyes. I've seen them marked up to like $10 at shops. I found this in a dollar bin. So they're still out there. Don't overpay for those books. New Mutants 99 is another one that's like that. I see them all the time, and some places want like $10 for them. I guarantee you there's one in a dollar bin somewhere. And then this book I was really excited to find. I used to have the singles. This is Savage Dragon and Hellboy. It is written by Erik Larsen. The art is also by Erik Larsen, which is semi-disappointing. Nobody does Hellboy like Mike Mignola, obviously. Mignola's name is on this because he did the cover, and he also did a little bit of consulting to Erik Larsen about Hellboy's dialogue and what he would and wouldn't do and say. So definitely looking forward to reading this. I had the Savage Dragon singles back in the day. Don't have them anymore. And you can't really see it, but on the back here, you can see a little bit. There's like this faint, like Hellboy in the image on the back cover. It's like this matte. I'm really looking forward to checking this out. The printing is awesome. I'm really excited to find that. I didn't know that they did like a prestige format printing of that, but learn something new every day. All right, so now we're on to this giant stack of trades that I mentioned before. I think there's 12 here, so we'll get right into it. Some of these are series that I have been reading. Some of them are books that I've been looking for a while. Some of them are just things that I wanted to pick up and start reading. This is a good example of that. This is Preacher Volume 1, Gone to Texas. This is the previous Vertigo printing, not the new one. So hopefully it doesn't give me too much trouble in finding the other volumes. But Preacher's been on my list to check out for a really long time. And for some reason I had trouble finding a Volume 1, at least one that wasn't cover price. When I go to Second & Charles, I'm not buying books at cover price. I'm usually looking for them at 50% off or less. So that one was like $5, I think, and the cover price is $17.99, so can't beat that. There's a couple Batman books in here. This is one of them. This is Batman Gates of Gotham. This is written by Scott Snyder, Kyle Higgins. The art is by Trevor McCarthy. I believe this is the first Batman stuff that Scott Snyder did. The Detective Comics stuff may have been first, but this really hasn't been high on the list to check out, but I found it for, I think, $4, and for that, I'm definitely going to give it a shot. Been in the mood to read a little bit of Batman stuff lately. And then I got the last 2 volumes of a series that I really love, and I've been looking for the last 2 for a long time. I didn't want to order them from in stock or buy them from cover price from the shop, so I decided to finally grab these when I saw them for, I think, $5 a piece. This is Scalped. This is Volume 9, which is called Knuckle Up. And Volume 10, called Trail's End. If you don't know what Scalped is about, it's written by Jason Aaron. The art is mostly by R.M. Guerra. It's about a Native American police officer who goes undercover at the reservation where he used to live and kind of infiltrates the inner workings of the mob, for lack of a better term, and the current chief that's running the reservation. It's a really awesome book. Highly recommend it. Normally, I don't stick with a book through 10 volumes because I have a really short attention span. I think the quality of Scalped, or the fact that I'm reading through 10 issues, definitely speaks to the quality and how good it is. All right, and then a couple of Marvel books. This is Silver Surfer, Rebirth of Thanos. Disregard the stickers on there still. It's one of the old Second & Charles tags. It doesn't rip off really easily, so I have to do a little bit of work to get it off. But this collects Silver Surfer 34 to 38, which is that first Thanos story in Silver Surfer, and it also collects Thanos Quest 1 to 12, which I recently bought in single issues, but we'll give it a reading here. I've been wanting to read some of this Thanos Silver Surfer stuff. Really looking forward to this. I don't know if the Infinity Gauntlet story in Silver Surfer has been collected in trade. If it has, I'll be on the lookout for that. I also picked up NYX Wannabe. This is written by Joe Quesada, art by Joshua Middleton. This is the miniseries where X-23 had her first appearance. Flipping through this, it looks kind of edgy, especially more so than what I would expect from a Marvel book. This is a 7-issue miniseries, I'm pretty sure. Like I said, collecting X-23's first appearance, which is in number 3. So definitely looking forward to reading that. I'm never going to get that book. It's gotten crazy, so we'll give the trade a read. I picked up the first volume of Alias, which is the Brian Michael Bendis written Jessica Jones book. Second and Charles also has volumes 2, 3, and 4. I want to read this first before I jump in head first and buy all 4. Since I bought the first one, they probably won't. Nobody will buy 2, 3, and 4, I'm guessing. I have not watched the Jessica Jones Netflix show, but I have heard good things, so I'm definitely going to be giving that a shot. And then is the rest of this DC stuff? No, we'll do this first, and then we'll do the rest, which is all DC stuff. I finally picked up a copy of Pride of Baghdad by Brian K. Vaughan because they had the hardcover. I always see the trade paperback and just never feel like picking it up. The hardcover, for some reason, was the same price, so I just decided to grab it. I don't know. I haven't taken the dust jacket off, so I don't know what the book looks like. It's this. It's a brown color. Has like the imprint of the lions on the front right here. Nice. Nice kind of matte feel to the book. Looking forward to checking that out. I've heard mixed things about it. Not that it's bad, just that people have felt differently about it. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking that out. And then the rest of the stuff is all DC. We have 2 Batman books in here. We'll do the non-Batman stuff first. This I'm glad to finally find. This is Green Arrow Longbow Hunters, written by Mike Grell, of course. This is the 3-issue like prestige format miniseries that came out before the ongoing. Shadow's first appearance is in here. I see the singles all over the place, and I just never picked them up. So glad to finally get it in trade. I've been looking for some Green Arrow stuff lately. I want to get some of the trades from Grell's run, and also some other random things like Kevin Smith, the Quiver run, and stuff like that. So looking forward to reading that. And then this is a Superman book, and it's a hardcover. This is Superman Last Son, written by Jeff Johns, Richard Donner, and Adam Kubert on art. At least I think. I've been collecting this in single issues, and no, Richard Donner worked on the writing with Jeff Johns. I've been collecting this in single issues, and I think I was 3 issues away from having the whole run done. It's collected in Action Comics Plus. I think there's an Action Comics annual that is in this story as well. But I found the hardcover for, I think, $7. I'll just continue to maybe pick up the singles when I find them and then give them away as a lot or something. But looking forward to reading this. Honestly, I don't know a ton about the story, but it's been a while since I've read anything Superman. I went through a phase where I was reading a ton of Superman stuff, and it's been a while since I have, so we'll give that a shot. I picked this up mostly because I love Matt Wagner's art. This is Batman Faces, written and drawn by Matt Wagner. This collects 3 issues from, what is it? Legends of the Dark Knight? Yeah, Batman Legends of the Dark Knight, number 28 through 30, which obviously the story arc is called Faces. It's about Two-Face. Looking forward to giving this a shot. It's a pretty thin book. It's only 3 issues, but like I said, really a big fan of Matt Wagner's artwork, so looking forward to giving that a shot. I talked to him at Motor City Comic Con a couple of years ago. It was probably 3 years ago now. I have something signed by him. I don't even remember what it was, but that was a cool experience. And then this has been on my list to read for a long, long time, mostly because, as a general rule, I like most of what I read from Brian Azzarello, and Lee Bermejo's art is fantastic. I've loved everything that he's done art on. This is Brian Azzarello and Lee Bermejo's Joker. Again, don't know a ton about what the story is actually about, but looking forward to reading it. Has this green cover with this kind of imprint of the Joker right here. If you're not familiar with Lee Bermejo's art, I'll give you a little preview. No Joker on that page. We'll find his Joker right there. Definitely looking forward to reading that. So that's everything that I picked up. That's a lot of stuff, but that's it for now. I am waiting for an in-stock trades order to come in. I actually flipped my single issues of Seven to Eternity on eBay because the book is just completely blown up. It's insane. I had a spare copy of number 1, so I held on to one copy of number 1. I flipped the singles, and I bought the first volume of the trade plus a whole bunch of other stuff on in-stock trades. So I can definitely I'll just read it in trade going forward. I don't necessarily mind. I think it's probably going to read better that way anyway. And then I was able to pick up a whole bunch of stuff that have been on my list for a while. Some books that I'm missing volumes from that I can't read and stuff like that. So probably in the next week or 2 weeks, I'll have an in-stock trades order up. And then the next video after that will be my June discount comic book service order, which will be the normal size, about 40 books or so. Other than that, don't have anything planned, but I appreciate you guys watching, as always. Take care, and I will talk to you again soon.